Good evening. Welcome to our daily class of Rebbe Nachman on Patreon and a few other outlets out there. And we are starting a new Torah today, Torah 72, Likutei Moharan. And it really summarizes a lot of the personal avodah, the personal service and work that we must do to get close to Hashem. And listen to what he says. Sometimes a person gets the thought of returning to Hashem. And that very moment, that person is called Ish Kasher, which in the broad world of Judaism, Ish Kasher is pretty much a tzaddik. And he wants to do a deed afterwards. And when his heart is aroused to do tshuva, for example, he wants to go visit a tzaddik. But when he goes out to do it, to get it sits in his car or on the train or the plane, he falls from his original desire in the middle of the journey to get there, like the journey to Eretz Israel. And then when he gets close to the righteous person, his interest falls even more. And of course, he might not be in touch with the fall in the desire exactly because it's the Yetzer Hara hiding what formerly was his true intention. V'oved kol heshko, and he loses all his desire. Al tikshe, al yikshe b'necha zot. Don't let that be a difficulty in your eyes, because it's a screen, it's a smoke screen, it's a job that the Yetzer Hara is working on us. And don't let your reasoning skills be shocked or thrown out of operation. And this all happens because when he gets that thought to do tshuva, to begin with, because of the good spark that's in him to begin with, and because of the good deeds he does when he gets that good thought for doing tshuva, he kills his yetzer. Right there and then, he gets up and he goes and does the good deed. And suddenly the Yetzer Hara of obstacles, of inner resistance, of distractions, of all the things that this world can put in front of us as a block are gone. Because he did the deed. See, the deed is the thing that changes reality the most. He killed the Yetzer in his thought of tshuva. The minute we think of God and wanting to be close, the old energy that's going the wrong way down the tracks disappears. And the work, the action of that very time, that very moment, that moment is all it takes. It's one moment to stop ourselves from doing what we don't want to do and say, no, I don't want to do that. That's not going to get anything from me. I don't want to look there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to say this. I don't want to say that. Or I better say something, and the resistance to saying what we should say is also another type of Yetzer Hara. And afterwards, he's still on the train to go to visit the righteous. And he had this great desire, then he lost it. And then from that thought, the resistance gets bigger. And then he has to reunite, re-strengthen his desire against the new Yetzer Hara that comes. So you see, we are on a ladder, my friends. And it is a ladder of psychic barriers. In the famous story, The Seven Beggars, I want to say it's the seven beggars. It might be the Master of Prayer, but the viceroy has to go and save the princess, and he has to go through the layers of the water castle. And the water castle is the perfect metaphor for the mind, because it's these filters, these I want to say they are psychic. They're not water, but they appear like water in the mind's eye. So when you're in meditation or in prayer and you see yourself passing through water, that's actually an extremely good thing, because it shows that you're going through a transition. But we can't think it's water. It's not water. It's the visualization that your mind makes of the transition. And so Rebbe Akiva says, when you get to the pure shayish, the pure marble stone in your meditation, don't say water, water, because it's not water. And of course, it's not really a pure marble. It's an image of a vision of a transition, of a marker on your path in meditation and prayer. Now here, we're talking about a new Yetzer Hara that comes along to put up more boundaries, more blocks on the road. And so we can't be fooled that he's got more power than he acts like he has, because he does. You'd think that when the Yetzer Hara hits, things, you really think it's something that I should do this, or I need to do this, or I have to do this, but we don't. And the problem is that we haven't been taught, I think, the strength of our own good sense and our own goodwill. The goodwill meaning not goodwill like the Hesed organization, the goodwill, the Yetzer Tov. We don't know its power. We haven't calibrated how little Yetzer Tov it takes to knock out the darkness. Ki kol hagadol mechavero yitzro gadol mimenu. And it says, right, in Mesechet Sukkah, everyone whose Yetzer is gadol may have from his friend. That means he's bigger than his friend. So if you see yourself having a great Yetzer Hara for something and then no one else would want to do that thing, it doesn't mean you're a terrible person. It means that you have a bigger soul. And a bigger soul means a bigger Yetzer Hara, because everything God creates in his world is a perfect balance. V'yesh lo at Yetzer Hara gadol mima shehaya lo techila. And now that he already had a thought of tshuva and he put down the first Yetzer Hara, he gets a new one, bigger one, stronger one than the one before, because he's risen a level. So his holiness is closer to Hashem. Okay, therefore, im eno mitchazek negdo, and if a person doesn't, chas v'shalom, strengthen himself against the new Yetzer Hara, the new evil, and it's not the same as the last one. It's a little more refined. It's a little more precise and specific in the area that attacks us, whether it's our midots or our desires or our thoughts themselves. And the Yetzer Hara, if we don't fire up against him, he's going to fire up against us, because it's like the Yetzer Hara is a little bit of a coward. He's looking for our weak point. That's what Amalek was when we came out of Egypt. If he was a true hero, he would have attacked the warriors. But instead, the Torah tells us the Amalek, and that's the Amalek inside everybody, that Yetzer Hara, he attacked the children and the old and the women. Now, that's not, of course, meant by the Bible to be an insult to women, but it does represent a level of the symbolic level of strength to resist. Now, women actually happen to have very more refined souls than men. That's why Chava was removed from Adam. He was the external self, and she was the internal aspect, because every soul is created male, female, together as one. And so that new Yetzer is coming because he did the good deed, and now he has to fight again to do it again. And you do it 3 or 4 or 5 times, and you're going to be in another place entirely. You're going to find yourself suddenly happy, and suddenly focused, and suddenly full of desire for Hashem. And so, kitzarich, hitgabrut chadash, we need to empower ourselves again in a new way, more than that new Yetzer Hara that has come in order to block us. So, in the story, the son of the king faces the walls of water, and he knows the princess is inside that palace of water, and he knows that people don't get through and they drown. But then the son of the king realizes, wait a minute, my father made this palace of water. HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the palace of water, and he didn't make it to make me fail. He made the test to make me win, because he wants to be proud of me. He wants to show me off to all the other angels in heaven and say, you see what I created? He's better than you guys. Man is better than you angels. I don't care how fast you can fly around heaven. All your turbochargers don't mean anything to me, because I have a human representative of my image and my form and my shape and free choice. And you guys don't have free choice. And because he has free choice, his merit is light years more than anything an angel ever can merit. Because an angel stays in his place in his job. He can't move up. So it's really an important lesson to learn, folks. We've got to have mercy on ourselves in the midst of the battle. And remember, just remember, wait a minute. I learned something from Rebbe Nachman taught that I just have to empower myself against this new Yetzer Ra, and then I'll get a new Yetzer Tov. And onward we go up the ladder, Yetzer Ra, Yetzer Tov, and it has to be that way for there to be schar and onish, reward and punishment. But it also gives God it's eternal pleasure when he sees his creation struggling, not in a, God forbid, masochistic way, but when he sees his children struggling to get close to him, it opens his heart. Haven't you ever seen your children say, I'm sorry, and felt really good when they say they're sorry? Not even to you, to somebody else. You feel proud of your kid when he has the humility to say, I'm sorry to somebody. And so essentially, Hashem, he's our Father, and he gets pleasure from those moments when we make those efforts to say we're sorry, to make a new effort, to come back strong again, sometimes it's against the Torah. You ever notice you walk into a room and you see a Torah book and you don't pick it up? Every time you see a book, open it up, pick it up, and you will see something new you never saw before. Even if you've learned it before, it'll be new again. And that's the reward for opening the book while you're walking through the kitchen and you happen to notice the book, or you see a book sitting on the side, on the side of the garage. I don't know, wherever you leave your sefer in the car seat, wherever the book is, the sefer is holy and it's calling to you to open it. How do you know? Because your eyes see it. Because the things that we don't need to see, God doesn't take our eyes there. The Yetzer Ra will take our eyes to a lot of places we don't want to go. But the Yetzer Tov is the one that takes our eyes to see the book, to open it, to learn something, one line, one moment, any moment during the day or night, and you will see wonders, how perfectly that Torah fits your day, your night, whatever you're doing. And that divine providence is God's gift and his sign of love that he wants us here doing what we're doing. And when you know that the creator of creation, this massive creation, this awesome universe, wants your service, it gets a little bit easier to take all these obstacles and to fight the battle day after day, however long it takes, because it is the real war, the real battle that has to be won. This is the big leagues, folks. It's not the minor leagues. This is the big leagues. We're playing for keeps. We're playing for forever. God bless you all. Have a great week. We'll see you, up until erev Pesach, and hopefully we'll see you after Pesach. And we'll be learning some more of these amazing ideas from the great tzaddikim of today, yesterday, and long ago. All the best.